Okay then, this is a very short video, much shorter than the intro one. This is intro 2. Let me just tell you what the aim of the channel is, or the ulterior motive. Ulterior aim, ulterior motive sounds bad. It's nothing bad. Before I do that, I just want to explain intro 1 for those that have seen the original. The intro 1 has been re-recorded today, 2.5 weeks into the channel's existence. The original intro 1 was put out 2.5 weeks ago. There's only 20 people that's seen it, but if any of the 20 have seen it and see the new one, let me apologise for taking down the original. This channel will be nothing but honest. It'll be honest from day one to the day it ceases. I don't believe in anything but honesty, because anything but honesty doesn't work for me. But I think I was too honest in the original intro. I was telling you too much about myself and too much about my life for at this early stage. And on reflection, after thinking long and hard, there were some things on there that I think at this stage don't need to be mentioned. They will be in time. Everything that was covered in intro 1 will be mentioned. It's in the life and observation section and regarding my personal life. Nothing bad, by the way. I've never done anything wrong. Never done any trouble of any sort, really. But I think I was too honest and too brutal. Much of it on myself, believe it or not. So all the things will get covered further down the line. But I changed it because I took them out in the intro so as to make it more palatable as an intro. And it also went from 24 minutes to 14, where 14 is a lot better. This one's probably got another 3 minutes to go. Right, this is intro 2, this is what it's for. I do know by going onto YouTube that you can make money, you can monetize the thing. I know that when I get a certain amount of subscribers, if ever I do, and I may not because I'm still not publicising it yet, if I get a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours, I can earn money from YouTube. I also know that if people watch it on a regular basis and get a lot of fun out of it, they can donate to the channel, not that they need to. I can't say to you if you donate it'll make the channel better or be able to spend more on it, because as you can see, it's me in my studio bedroom talking to a camera. That's it, as we say in intro 1. Nothing special about this channel, no fancy graphics, no editing, no music. It's just me rabbiting on. But out of me rabbiting on, because I'm going to do it on a daily basis, 7 days a week, 28, 29, 30 or 31 days per month, and maybe even on Christmas Day, who knows. Because I'm going to do, say, 2 videos per day, there's going to be a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of research gone into it. I'm doing it to monetize. I may get some people that just love its content and love what I do. If you want to contribute, you can. You don't have to pay anything. It's completely free, and if anybody contributes anything, they won't get something that the next man didn't get. Everybody will get the same. It'll just be me and you, and that'll be it. But if someone want to give us £1 a week or £1 a month, feel free. I won't stop anybody doing that. And if nobody wants to give anything, not a problem. Don't worry. I'm not asking for money. I promise you. But the real reason is this: the last 10 or 12 years, I've had some issues within my life, within my working life, and what have you, which I'll go into further down the line. But over the last 10 or 12 years, I've been trying to do things to, I think, making me fortune would overstretch it a little. But I've got some things there that could earn me an absolute lot of money. A lot of money. And if they did, they'd help a lot of other people as well. I won't go into how and why now, because I don't want anybody to think I'm just a lovely guy and I'm lovely hearted and I'm nice. I'm just me. But I can assure you, ultimately, if I made money, it would benefit others as well. But over the last 10 or 12 years, I've found that you just cannot get on anymore. Things aren't as they were many, many years ago. I've heard stories from people like David Attenborough, who we all know, Brian Johnson, who sings with AC/DC now, the guy that was doing the BBC News in the morning is now on Channel 5. I know his name well and I can't remember it. He was in Strictly Come Dancing a year ago. He fell off his bike the other week and smashed all his face up. And various other people. Who's the comedian, the great comedian from The Goons, the guy that played Clouseau. All these people that have wrote into the Beeb and done this and done that and then been given an interview or got in there or been brought as a showrunner or a researcher and then worked their way up into TV. Not that I want to be in TV or radio or anything like that. Not that I'm saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, you used to be able to get to speak to people at one time. You used to be able even to get jobs at one time. Now, it's all about what reality shows you've been on and who you know and who your mum and dad is. You can't get a door open anymore. A story I regularly trot out is, I remember the great Bill Shankly. They're not my team, by the way, but Bill Shankly was a guy that he managed probably one of the highest profile teams in Great Britain, probably the second biggest possibly in Great Britain. Is it 25, 35, 40 years ago now? And he was a guy that on his time off, which I knew, he didn't have much time off because he ate it, slept it, well, I don't know what the thing is I doing, I can't think of it. Ate it and breathed it, did he? It was all football. But when he did have time off, he'd be playing on the green at the front of his house with kiddies playing football. Young kiddies are 6, 7, 8 year old. No ulterior motive because just a nice fella, you know. If he'd be doing the garden at the front of the garden, he'd stop and have a chat to you, whoever you were. You need to be a football fan. Didn't matter. If he had the time and he was getting on with you, he'd invite you in for a cup of tea. Now, can you believe that? He used to invite people into his house for a cup of tea. It's just crazy. I couldn't get to speak to a football manager now. Imagine me trying to speak to Alex Ferguson, let's say, over the last 20, 25 years. What chance would I have? Absolutely zero. I could ring into the switchboard. I could do anything. I could get his phone number from somewhere. I couldn't get his phone number. I could knock on his door. You wouldn't get to speak to him. Bill Shankly would invite you in. It was a different world then to what it is now, and it's a shame. You can't get on any rung of the ladder. I've got some projects that could make me a lot of money and change mine and my family's life and other people's. Can't get any off the ground, can't get a door opened. And I think it's a shame the way things have changed. I think it really, really is. I'll give you one quick story, and then I'll say the last bit, and then I'm gone. I actually spoke to somebody on a radio show about 2 years ago, and I said, when I finish my call here, would you mind? I've got the email address of your publicists. I think it was publicists, PR people. Would you mind if I sent you an email and could you have a look at it? He said, yeah, go on then. Now, I'm doing it on public airtime, so maybe someone said sandbag the guy. But I didn't tell him who I was and what it was about. Anyway, I sent an email to his publicist. I even sent one to the producer of his show. Did he hear anything? Nothing. Not even a polite reply back. Now, I actually put in there, I said, look, he's a fellow Scotsman, Bill Shankly. He used to speak to people. I know people don't anymore. But if you could have a look at it, now that wasn't to get on his show or anything like that. I had a couple of ideas for his show that would have worked. That would have been great for his show. But how could he know them if he'd never asked? If you don't pick up a phone or send an email, you're never going to get to know these things. And I think it's a shame. I just think it's a shame. And people might think, well, if you've got various ideas, they can't all be great. Are you a bit of a dreamer? A bit of a Walter Mitty? I'm not. I've got things there. I've got one thing that's fully formulated that could make me and a company a lot of money. And I cannot find a company that I can't get to speak to anybody. Well, I'll tell you what it's to do. It's to do with I don't even want to say it. I can say it because I'm not going into it what it is. I'm not going to divulge too much. Regarding a betting company, I wrote a letter to 3 companies on this list behind me. One was Fred Doan or a John Whittaker, if you still like Betfred. One was a John Boyle at Boyle Sports, and one was a David McKenzie at SpreadX. All the letters, all put for their attention, and all had to be signed for. Now, obviously, a PA, a secretary, has opened them. You would have think because of the nature of the letter, it made their desk, and we might have got a reply, even if it was only from a PA secretary. Nothing. And I've got something that could make any of them companies probably £400,000 to £500,000 a week, every single week of the year. Some of them don't need it, some of them are turning over multi-millions, but if it's easy money and it's there, why would they not ring back, would you think? But that's the way things go. So basically what I want to show is, I've got a list here of people. Can you see that list? Everybody on this side and there have not been able to get hold of. I've tried to one way or another. You normally get hold of a PA or a secretary, and it's, what's it all about? Tell me what it's about and I'll take it to them. Well, to my mind, if you've got an idea that can make money for people, for them and for me, you're not going to divulge an idea unless you speak to the person that makes decisions. And then they can still sandbag you, they can do you, they can steal your idea and use it. You've just got to hope you can look somebody in the eye, shake the hand, and they'll be fair with you. And they're more than ideas, by the way. They're fully formulated things that will make money. But no, can't get hold of anybody. And I just think it's a shame that nobody picks up a phone, nobody speaks to you anymore. You know, I just think it's a shame. The ones at the bottom on the right are people I've spoken to. And in their own different ways they've tried to help. But I've never got to that first rung yet, and it's a shame. So, in intro 2, I'm going to put an email address on the intro in the description. If there's anybody watching these videos that can get me through to any of those people, or that can pass on this intro and let me know what it's all about, please drop me a line. If there's anybody on this thing here that has a look at it and thinks, you know, the guy seems alright on there, he seems to be pretty genuine, I could speak to him, you know, I'll give him 5 minutes of my time, email me, you know, and from the email I'll drop you a phone number, you can ring me if you want to. I'm not a weirdo, I'm not going to chase you. If we speak on the phone and you want to meet, great. If you don't want to meet, fine. If you say no, I'm not interested, that's fine. I'll never ring you again or pester you again. You'll get no grief off me. But I've got some things there that could help me in my life and could help yourselves. And that basically is it. So that is the other aim of this channel, to try and get me to one of these people I want to get to, because it's oh so hard in this day and age. Okay, thanks for listening and thanks for your time. I appreciate it.